Got some pretty significant storms to be talking about today and tomorrow. Hello, guys. Welcome back to this very important update we are going to have for the Northeast and the Mid Atlantic today. As you can see, we are gonna have a potential for some thunderstorms to spark up later in the afternoon and evening, potentially for New Jersey. So we're gonna have to watch out for some isolated, strong thunderstorms potentially in the evening. These are producing some lightning. According to the NAM here, we might be able to pull off a couple thunderstorms later in the afternoon here for New Jersey. Again, not the main event. Saturday. This is gonna be huge. The latest NAM, as we speak, it has a very powerful line developing around 2 to 3 p.m. for central to eastern Pennsylvania, southern New York, and all across West Virginia. This looks like it has some discrete cells, and another MCS developing in Kentucky and North Carolina. Now, this is looking very concerning because we still have 7 hours of daylight left. And this is telling me we're going to be seeing some severe thunderstorms tomorrow. Look at what happens when we get around 4 p.m. This is nearing New Jersey. This is very close to Scranton by this time. And I can tell you this line is packing a punch. If we take a look at the Cape values, 2,000 joules per kilogram. That is insane instability. In fact, the NAM is hinting at 3,000 joules per kilogram of instability. So I'm telling you, these storms tomorrow need to be watched because I think we're going to see a lot of sunshine for the early afternoon, late afternoon even. That sunshine is going to be self-destructive, and I mean the NAM is hinting at a very, very significant and powerful line of thunderstorms. Talk about powerful. Look at this MCS developing from, let's say, southern eastern New York, all across eastern Pennsylvania, crossing into western New Jersey, stretching all the way back to southern Pennsylvania, into Virginia. This is very powerful. Then this thing starts to really, really bow out, and you got a powerful line of thunderstorms really about to march through all of New Jersey. 8 p.m. Just look at this rampaging line of thunderstorms. You still have 1,500 joules in the atmosphere by the time you get to 8 p.m. So even though if the sun sets, these are incredibly powerful storms still, nonetheless. So these are going to be some very intense thunderstorms. I'm going to say that. Very intense thunderstorms for tomorrow. And we could be talking about damaging winds. Damaging winds number one. Because, let's pull up a sounding here. Right near the storm. You see how the dew points are alright, but you see how much mixing you get with that red line. This is telling me you're gonna have some dry air to interfere with this, and what happens is these winds that start converging from the upper atmosphere, very upper atmosphere, to down to the surface, they're gonna be changing. And what is going on is some of the precipitation is drying up. And what that leads to is bigger condensation. These cloud tops starting to shoot well over 30,000 feet. And what you get is downdrafts and updrafts. And if you get a powerful downdraft, this is really going to enhance your damaging wind threat for tomorrow. So I am starting to get a little worried that New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and southern New York, and all across the Mid-Atlantic for tomorrow, we could really promote a big-time damaging wind threat. And could we rule out a significant damaging wind event for many miles? Listen, I cannot rule that out because Ohio and Pennsylvania, as you heard, they got a derecho that was unexpected. So this is the type of setup we need to watch out. We're expecting a ton of sunshine tomorrow. And if this is right, these storms are going to be extremely, extremely powerful and violent. And even as we get to like 10 p.m., these storms are still continuing across New Jersey. And then finally, after midnight, they start to weaken near the Philly region. But I'm telling you, these storms are going to be packing one heck of a punch. One heck of a punch. Wow. Just look at these storms. So, yeah, we got quite the storms to watch out here for. In fact, let's take a look at Thursday. This is quite a similar. Wait, no. I think it was 0Z. Yeah. This is a very similar setup to this, and I think this might happen for tomorrow, where you get a bunch of instability. I mean, you're talking crazy amounts, 2,000 to potentially as much as 3,000 joules per kilogram. And then you get nasty thunderstorms starting to develop around 3 p.m. Same idea. But this hints at a lot more powerful MCS here, as you can see, crossing into New Jersey. This could have tornado warnings. I would not be surprised for a couple spin-up tornadoes in that line. It looks really intense. And this thing literally survives and thrashes through New Jersey. I mean, just look at that. And obviously, as it gets to the shore, that marine layer starts to affect these storms a lot more. But I'm telling you, if you're like central North New Jersey, maybe as far as south down to Philadelphia, western sections of New Jersey, let's say the cutoff is like right around Aberdeen south. That's where your storms are going to really start weakening. But if you're anywhere west of that line, we could be seeing some intense thunderstorms tomorrow. I mean, you'll look at that NAM hinting at this crazy line of storms traversing through New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, Pennsylvania, through Delaware, through the Mid-Atlantic, Virginia. So these storms could have quite a punch to them. And I think the NAM is starting to catch on to that idea that we will be seeing a very powerful line of storms developing. The 12Z didn't see that, and it was all way too far to the north. I was like, what the heck? Why is it all too far to the north? I think the NAM is starting to position right of what is going to happen tomorrow. And I think we're going to be seeing a very, very intense line of storms going to develop. It is going to develop. I really think we're going to be doing some crazy thunderstorms tomorrow. So that is your update for today. In fact, we did get a slight risk just to our west of our area. And I cannot emphasize enough, I think we'll get a slight risk in New Jersey as well. And we got to watch out for that threat. And I think we could for tomorrow. So anyways, I'll see you guys later. Any updates, I'll try to update it on a short. But it's looking really, really intense tomorrow. So we could be seeing some very intense thunderstorms. I'll have some great videos if we get some. And also today, watch out for a couple stronger thunderstorms. And in fact, today I was in school and I was like, what the hell? There's like a line of black clouds just to the south of my area. Yeah, there was a thunderstorm and it was quite strong. So, those are the type of storms you could be dealing with today. So, watch out for a couple downpours and maybe even some strong thunderstorms. And then tomorrow, you really got to watch out because then you're going to have dew points in the upper 60s, temperatures up to 90 degrees. I mean, my weather station, we've hit 89 degrees. So, some very intense heat. Almost even a heat wave for early May standards. That's significant, and this is really going to broil up and bubble up the atmosphere for these extremely dangerous thunderstorms tomorrow. So any plans you got after 4, you got to take them inside because these storms will be no joke tomorrow. They could have shelf clouds, damaging winds, large hail maybe, and maybe even a tornado. So again, really, you just got to get inside when you hear thunder. These storms will not be a joke tomorrow. So I'll see you guys later, and we'll see what happens with these storms tomorrow. But I think we're going to be having very intense storms.